Hey everyone, what's up? I hope you guys are great and welcome back to Dad's Budget Bites, that kitchen where budget meets flavor. They come together so good. At the end of our last video, we spun the cooking wheel to set up today's video and we got breakfast. So what we're going to be cooking up today are blueberry muffins. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of raw sugar on top during the baking process and they're going to be phenomenal. What better breakfast on the go than a blueberry muffin? Well, maybe two blueberry muffins. They're light but filling at the same time. So without further hesitation, let's get into it and let's cook. All right, everyone, here's what we're going to be using today to put together these delicious blueberry muffins that'll keep you coming back for more. So we have 1/3 of a cup of milk here. Milk substitute works fine too. We have 3/4 cup of sugar, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, about 1/3 of a cup of avocado oil, but any vegetable oil should work fine too, about 8 ounces of fresh blueberries, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, some raw sugar to sprinkle on top, and then 1 large egg. So the first thing you want to do is grab your muffin tin and also warm up your oven to 400 degrees. So I have that warming up now. Got my muffin tin here. And then what you want to do, give it a light spray. Try to get the top also. All right, so that's good. That's ready to go. And now what we want to do is you want 2 mixing bowls, one to mix your dry ingredients, one to mix your wet ingredients, and then we're going to combine those. The spray of choice I used for the muffin tins was a nonstick baking spray. Perfect, right? So that's what I used. That's all set to go. Now we want to combine our dry ingredients. So as far as the dry ingredients goes, we have our flour, so we can add that. Add the sugar. Add the baking powder. And have a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. Some always likes to stick in there. So we got about 1/2 teaspoon of that. And then you just want to give it a light whisk just to combine the dry ingredients together. Because there's nothing wet added, you don't have to do anything fast and furious, you know, just a light whisk. Get it mostly combined. So that's good. Put that aside. Now it's time to combine the wet ingredients. So as far as the wet ingredients goes, we have the avocado oil. So we can add that. I added slightly extra since some of it's going to stick in the bowl. And then we could do our egg. All right, we got the egg in there. Vanilla extract. In that goes. And then we have milk. I have about 1/2 cup of milk here. We might use all of it. We might use most of it. So I'm going to start with most of it and leave a little bit. Once we combine the wet ingredients to the dry and get that mixed together, we may decide that we need more. All right, so that's looking good. Now we can combine this and go from there. All right, now it's time for the fun part. So we have our wet ingredients here. We have our dry ingredients here. And you want to mix the wet with the dry and get these combined. You want to lightly stir it. You don't want to whisk it for this process because you don't want to, you know, over mix the batter. All right, so the wet is combined. We have a little bit of extra milk if we need it. So basically, you just want to grab some sort of a spoon. I'm going with a silicone spatula type spoon. And you just want to mix it until it looks more like a batter. It's coming together pretty good. So once this is looking more like a batter, it's going to be time to add the blueberries and get them in the tins. All right, there we go. Looking good. You do want the batter a little bit on the thicker side, so I think we might be good with the milk. So what I added was about 1/3 of a cup, and I think we're going to be good with that. So I'm just going to mix this for another minute or so. Once everything's combined, I'll get back to you guys, and if I do add a little bit more milk, I'll be sure to let you know. So our batter's looking good. I've been mixing this for, about a minute. I did add a splash more milk, so baking is never an exact science. So I used just over just over 1/3 of a cup of milk. So just over 1/3 of a cup. The batter's still thick, but it's not too thick. That's kind of what you're going for. And now it's time to fold in the blueberries. So again, we have about 8 ounces of blueberries here. Add those right in, and you just want to fold them right into the mix. And then once these are combined, it's ready to, we're all set to fill the muffin tins and get these in the oven. Oh yeah, these are going to be good. We have our raw sugar here, ready to sprinkle on top. Yeah, these are going to be delicious. All right. So now we can get these in the tins. And you know what? I'll move this. All right. So you want to fill these 2/3 of the way to all the way to the line, depending on how big you want these. I'm going to start with about 2/3 because I'm not sure, I want to make sure we can fill all these with the batter that we have. Make sure you get a decent amount of blueberries in every scoop. Oh yeah. Yeah, these are going to be good. All right, so I'll finish this up and I'll get back to you guys when we're ready to pop these in. Ladies and gents, I filled these up as much as I can. I squeezed every little last drop of batter I could. So we got most of these filled about 2/3 of the way. Some are closer to half. Any that are lacking blueberries, what you want to do if you have any leftover blueberries is just stick a few in there. So this one's a little low. We'll put a couple in there. That one's a little low. Stick one there. All right. So these are looking good. Maybe put one there, put one there. We could stick one here. All right, so these are looking good to me, my friends. Maybe one more here. There and there. All right, so now you could use any sugar. I'm going with like a raw sugar. So now it's time to just sprinkle a little bit on top. The oven's preheated to 400. This will give it like a nice little sweet crust on top. As much or as little as you want. All right, so I'm going to wash my hands, get these in the oven. These need about 15 to 20 minutes. Once it gets closer to 20 minutes, you just want to keep an eye on it. And grab a toothpick if you have one. Once you stick the toothpick in and you get breadcrumbs or, crumbs instead of a wet batter, then you know you're good. So we'll check these in about 15 minutes, see how we're doing. But there we go, looking good. So our muffin's been baking for about 15 minutes. I checked them. They needed a little bit more time, so I put them in for another minute and a half. So it's been 16 and a half minutes in total on 400. And now what we want to do is give the toothpick test. So, that still has wet batter. Yep, this still needs another 2 or 3 minutes. So yeah, let me give you a close-up. Yeah, you can see the batter's still wet. That is no bueno, no good. So this needs just a little bit more time. We'll give it another 2.5 minutes and check it. All right, my friends, so these went an additional 2.5 minutes. I just took them out of the oven. So I had 19 minutes on 400 degrees in total. Heavy batter is a little bit different. So once you get close to 15 minutes, you just want to start keeping an eye on it. You might need 15, you might need 20, you might need somewhere in the middle. The toothpick test is what tells you if they're done or not. So when you stick this in, you can see how there's no batter. A little bit of purple from the blueberry, but that's about it. So hopefully you can see that. Nothing stuck to it. So these are good. I use a silicone muffin tin. So I put it on a baking sheet. You know, you don't want to put that directly on the rack. So now, because the baking sheet is still hot, we can remove it. Give these about 10-20 minutes to cool. And then we can try them out. There we are though. Looking good. All right, ladies, gents, everyone, we're at the end of the video now where we get to taste what we made, see if our hard work paid off or not. These came out great. I'm not really much of a baker, so I'm not sure, honestly, if I made blueberry muffins before. If I did, it was years ago, so this might be my first time. But yeah, they came out of the tray great. The non-stick spray is a lifesaver. You know, it's a little messy, but they came out. No chunks were left in. Perfect. Give you a nice little close-up of what we got. All 12 accounted for. And then I'll just give you a little close-up here. Let's see. There we go. So I'm not sure if this is going to pick up on the camera or not, but the raw sugar gives a very nice crust on top. So a sweet little crust. So yeah, these look great. They smell great. It's time to dig in and see how we did. Here we go. Bottoms up. Wow. Holy crap, guys. Yeah, these are so packed with flavor. Overstuffed with blueberries. I definitely added like an extra ounce at the end probably. So about 9 ounces of blueberries. Oh my God. Yeah, so good. So yeah, if you haven't made blueberry muffins or if you haven't made them quite this way before, please try it out. Let me know how you like it. Give me your feedback, share your thoughts. But yeah, these came out great. So yeah, try it and let me know what you think. And now we're at the end of the video. So this is going to set up our next one. We ended on breakfast. That's what prompted us to make the blueberry muffins. Great on-the-go breakfast. And now it's time to give this a good spin and see what we have in store for next time. All right. What do we got? What do we got? All right, dinner. We're going to be making a dinner dish next time. Be sure to tune in for that. That'll be a good one. Still have a couple ideas lingering, so we'll play one of those out, see how it goes. If you like this video, if you got anything out of it, please hit that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Drop me a comment. You know, share your thoughts with me. I do appreciate it. Share it with your friends and your family. That's always helpful. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I appreciate your kindness and I appreciate everyone's support. And I'll see you all next time. Till next time.